One of the concerns that businesses, large and small, have had in the reopening phase is how do they protect themselves legally from folks suing, saying, I caught COVID-19 when I was at your store, or as an employee, you didn't put enough safeguards in place. Talk about this issue and what businesses want to see happen sooner than later.
So a lot of businesses are in DC lobbying, asking for the second stimulus bill to also include legal protections for them. They're saying, look, we're already on the brink of bankruptcy. We're afraid that a costly lawsuit is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. But if I were a betting man, which I'm not even a man, I get these odds like 50-50. So I don't think I would take this bet on whether or not these are going to pass.
And again, from a legal perspective, if there's no insulation from liability through Congress, people can sue, but that doesn't mean the business is going to lose if they prove that they took certain safeguards, if they can show that in the population we've been told to be careful and maybe a certain patron wasn't. Plus, you've got to prove where you got the COVID to begin with. So they may want the insulation. They don't absolutely have to have it though, right?
Exactly. I think with negligence cases, it already gives them a little bit of insulation because you have to prove where you got the coronavirus was actually at their business. It's kind of like trying to trace where you got picked up the flu, and also that it was caused by their lack of standard of care. Also very difficult to prove. And another thing, we have a legal doctrine called assumption of the risk. If I go to a baseball game and I get hit in the face with a baseball, I can't sue Major League Baseball. That's because they say, hey, Loretta, you knew whenever you went to this baseball game, there were professional athletes with big sticks hitting balls. So you assumed the risk right there. Same thing with the pandemic. Look, if you go out to a bar knowing that there's coronavirus all around, and you pick it up, judge might say, look, assumption of the risk.
Now, the businesses, of course, want the insulation from liability because they don't want to have to defend the lawsuits, right? I just talked about how they could win, but it's still pretty costly in terms of time and money to defend a suit.
It really is. It's very expensive. And now we see a lot of universities having these waiver of liabilities, similar to what you see if you go skydiving or zip lining. But instead of skydiving, it's crossed out and it says attending classes. And so even though if you sign one of these waivers, that doesn't protect a business completely, but it certainly helps.